Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. Today we have a Toronto Raptors video. This team is just so damn good. Like, their starting five is so damn good, and it just feels good to be streaking. Welcome back to the channel, though, guys. If you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are now 19 subscribers away from 10,000, so every like, every comment for the algorithm really helps us out. The Chicago Bulls come to town tomorrow, and this one should be really interesting. Chicago, they've been shorthanded for, I don't know, maybe the last month or so, but guys like Ayo Dosunmu really stepping up in Lonzo Ball's absence. They're finding ways to win, and so are the Toronto Raptors, even though Toronto really has, I don't know the stat, but I would imagine it's less than 10 games that they've been fully healthy as a total team. Miami win was nice, the Atlanta win was nice, and then the other Miami triple overtime win was very nice. Now, lost to Chicago last week, so this one should be interesting. But I don't want this to be like a preview video. I want to just talk about Toronto as a team, relatively short video here, because the trade deadline, I mean, it's going to be 7 days away in 49 minutes. So what does Toronto do? What do you guys want Toronto to do? Go ahead, drop a comment down below on what you want the Toronto Raptors to do at the trade deadline. Because here's the thing, man. Toronto isn't really in a rush necessarily to, like, unload Goran. Like, I've been seeing some comments out here, saying like, oh, let's unload Goran Dragic. We need that salary for next season. Don't get a guy like Eric Bledsoe back, who has a year and a half left on his contract, pretty big contract. Like, don't get a guy like that because we need the money for free agency next year. Well, the thing is, the Raptors don't really need that much money next year in free agency. The money is going to be useful when it comes to building up the bench. That's the biggest thing. I don't think there's any, like, short-term, it's not like you got to worry about, like, extending Scotty Barnes right now. It's not like you got to worry about extending, like, OG Anunoby. Free agent-wise, I would imagine all the Raptors do this next offseason, unless they, like, make a deep-ass playoff run, is just build up the bench. Even if they do make a deep playoff run, they might just continue to build up that bench and just get more guys who can, like, compete, like... like Goran Dragic, like if he was playing. I guess there's some personal issues going on. Who really knows what's going on with the whole Goran Dragic and Toronto situation? But I think we all could agree Goran playing for the Raptors, like 20 minutes a night even, would be so beneficial for him. Like, it would just be so beneficial for him. Imagine the Raptors had a guy like Ricky Rubio off of the bench. Someone who, he could play defense, he could score offense, he could pass the ball, he can rebound, he can get steals, make threes, be efficient, turn the ball over not often. A guy like Ricky Rubio, I think, would do this team wonders. Now, as far as this upcoming trade deadline goes, I really am eyeing the Dallas Mavericks, man. I'm really eyeing Dallas. I hope, I've been seeing some stuff out there. I really hope Toronto doesn't attach a first-round pick to just kind of try and unload Goran, or try and get a first round in advance and take on a terrible contract. What I'm hoping, and by the way, I don't mean those to sound like they're terrible, desperate options. I would just prefer the third option of a team wanting Goran Dragic, wanting his services, wanting to play him, wanting to make a deeper playoff push like the Dallas Mavericks, and giving the Raptors several pieces in return. Dwight Powell, Trey Burke. Maybe Trey Burke isn't all that useful because of Delano Banton. Still kind of hopeful Delano Banton gets back to his, first couple games of his rookie season. Whenever Delano's in the G League, he just feasts, absolutely feasts. But, you get what I'm saying. Like Dwight Powell, Trey Burke, Moses Brown, Reggie Bullock. There are a bunch of pieces over there in Dallas where I think you could easily get two of them. When we talked about that in my Goran trade video earlier today, where it was like, Moses and Reggie or Dwight and Trey, something of sorts where you're getting at least a 2-for-1. That would do wonders for the bench, dude. That would literally do so much for the bench right now. There just isn't like a guy you can rely on to score the basketball. They just don't have one of those guys. Chris Boucher, I like Chris Boucher a lot. He might get traded this deadline, keep that in mind. But Chris Boucher isn't a guy like you can just give the ball to when, you're down, when the opposing team's on like a 12-0 run. You give the ball to Chris Boucher and you're like, all right, he's 100% getting a bucket. Like, I give the ball to Gary Trent Jr., you're down 12 straight. Other opposing team scores 12 straight points. I give the ball to Freddie. I give the ball to Pascal. I give the ball to Gary. I have full faith that they're about to score the bucket. Like, they know they're about to pick their spot and make that shot. On the Raptors bench, there just isn't a guy like that. And like I said, having Goran be on the bench would be like very useful for him, but obviously that's not working out, or that's not happening. So who knows what's about to happen, man. I'm excited, though. I'm really excited to see what happens in Goran. Like I said, no matter which route the Toronto Raptors decide to go in, I know Masai, I know Bobby, I know they have the Raptors' best interest at heart, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried one bit. Go ahead, drop a comment down below on what you would like to see the Toronto Raptors do at the trade deadline, because, man, if you're a top team in the Eastern Conference right now, the Toronto Raptors are the last team you want to play. Last team you want to play. Especially if they can, like, get back to full strength and maintain it. So hit the like button, hit that sub button. Peace.